Then I'm gonna. All right. So again, my name is Mrs. Nina Jackson Mitchell, your one-star platinum from Evolution Travel, uh, affectionately referred to as the Platinum Peach, and this is our Tuesday corporate Q&A training. So we are going to take a moment and go into the Travel Cafe, which is new and has been updated. All right, so give me a moment. Let me share the screen. Now, the only people that it will look the same to are those of you who are brand new. So if you've joined within the last, I want to say 30 days, then it would probably look the same to you. But for those who have been in the company for a while, it's updated and loads of things back there that weren't there before. Different colors, things are located in different areas, so it has been updated. Um, Give me just a moment. I want to move some things around because I see all of your beautiful faces. And I have ADHD, so I am distracted very easily. So I want to stop and speak to everybody, all the smiling faces, when I should be training you. So let me focus. And I am going to stop my camera. So if you're like me and easily distracted, you won't be. All right, so let me stop this camera. All right, again, if you haven't done so already, take a moment and type in the chat box where you're located and where you would be willing to travel to for a meet and greet. All right. So we want to make sure that we can get to everybody. All right. If you cannot see my screen, um, Amy or Erica, let me know if you see anything in the chat box that says that they're having issues seeing the screen. Let me know.
Alrighty. So far, so good.
So far, so good. All right. So the Travel Cafe has been updated. The colors are even different. Um, and there will be updates happening quite often, so stay tuned. Here in the banner, you want to make sure that you read this information because they are giving you details on personalized flyers and videos that you can get made right by our host agency. Whatever trainings that are happening, okay, the trainings that will be happening will be listed here on the main dashboard in the Travel Cafe. Now, our host agency has a weekly training schedule. So this is actually changed every single week. So make sure you check back here. Special events will be listed here. Updates will also be here. Did you guys know that we have a monthly newsletter from Archer Travel? It's listed here. You can click this link and be able to check it out. Our host agency turned 70 years old this year and will be celebrating with a cruise. The details for the cruise is back here. Tips and tricks to help you service your clients. This is why knowing what's in the Travel Cafe is important and not taking it for granted. Check the Travel Cafe often because new things will be added to help you service your clients. So if your client's flight is canceled, here's information on how you can assist them. So you can either refer to this or you can take a screenshot of it. You can right click and save the picture so that you can have it. If you're a person like me that needs to have paper, you can print it out and use it at a later date. but this is pertinent information to assist you with assisting your clients. We have incentives that will be offered often. We had one from Delta maybe about a month and a half ago. We had one from Carnival last month. We've got one happening now with Virgin Cruise. So make sure that you check back here. We've got one with CLIA. Here was an exclusive incentive for our agents. So again, make sure that you check back here and you utilize the information that's in the Travel Cafe. Did you guys know that we had our own travel agent app called Archer Go? You can download it at the Apple App Store, or you can get it on Google Play. You can actually earn a 10% flat commission rate on hotel stays, car rentals, and the exception is on Marriott, which is at 7%. Now, Archer Go is available for only $10 a year, which to me is a great deal. You know, if you're a person that pays for these apps, like Stars is a certain amount every month, you know, you pay for certain apps that you rarely even use, but this is $10 for the whole year, and you can sell one trip and earn that $10 back. So it's something to consider, where you can sell travel on the go. Other announcements will be listed here, like what's happening with the commission tracking form, because we had 2 or 3 updates dealing with that. Always check back here. Okay. Check your inbox, your spam, and your junk folders for the confirmation email if you're not getting them with the commission tracking forms. If you're having any issues with those, make sure that you reach out to our host agency. They are always ready, willing, and able to assist you. Now, this information here on this side is relatively the same, which we expect it to be the same. Okay. And we do have information in English as well as in Espanol. Check out our frequently asked questions section. And again, check back here often because there are going to be even more updates. If you have not had your quick start session with your sponsor or the leadership of your team, you can actually download this information back here, the new agent packet. You can download it here and you can get it in Spanish or in English. And here is the quick start process, which is your steps to success. It works as a roadmap to tell you what to do and the order that you should be doing these things in so that you can be successful and have a solid foundation in Evolution Travel. So if you haven't gone through this yet, go into the Travel Cafe, download this information, and walk yourself through it. Again, you can find it in English or in Espanol. Okay? So I want to make sure that you guys see this information firsthand. Okay? So what I'd like to do now is invite you guys to ask your questions in the chat box. Erica and Amy, if you wouldn't mind assisting us with the questions or assisting me with the questions, and I'll stop my share in case I have to do something else for you guys. But if you ladies wouldn't mind. Okay, so let's scroll all the way. I actually did get a question that was asked to me directly. So I'll start with that one, and then you ladies can help with the questions in the chat box. Okie dokie?
Okie dokie.
Right. So, they say, I don't really have a question, but I've been doing this for about 6 months and I've only had one booking. I post mock bookings daily and I'm frequently growing my network, on all platforms, which includes Facebook, Google, Pinterest, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and nothing. What else can I do? So I'd like to address that. First, I want to say welcome to our evolution. We are very happy. Let me turn my camera on so that you can see we're sincere. We as a company are happy that you made the decision to be a part of our travel family. You matter. You're more than just a number here. you matter. We want to make sure that you get what you came for in whatever capacity that is. So it looks like to me you are striving to be a travel booker, and you like to do that in large volume. So let me put your mind at ease to remind you, if you haven't been told already or haven't been reminded, that Rome was not built in a day. The travel industry, especially in the realm that we are, is very multifaceted. It's a lot of information. Now, although some people believe that the market that we're in is oversaturated, I'm here to tell you that it is not. Just think about it. I am a sneakerhead. I do not just buy my sneakers from one place. I will get them from Foot Locker, from Foot Action. I'll get special editions from eBay if I find them. Um, there are multiple places that I buy my shoes from. How many of you guys have been shopping and have seen the same outfit or the same shoe in many different stores? And you shopped from store to store, but you still bought the shoe, or you still bought the outfit, but you didn't just get it from one store. You shop around, right? So the market is not oversaturated. People like to have options. And you know people that I don't. Many of us will probably never cross paths. Hopefully that we do. But our friends may not know each other. So you have a market that can be totally untouched by me simply because we're in different places in the world. You're on the right track as far as building your following on social media, because 9 times out of 10, your first clients are going to come from social media. We live in the age of social media, right? I will implore you not to spread yourself too thin. Now, we just had a wonderful training yesterday with Emily Jimenez, and if you guys did not see it, we'll make sure that we get you the link for it, because she showed us how to post to several different social media platforms with one post using an app. Now, I don't remember the name of the app, but I did take notes and I do have the video. So we'll make sure that you guys get that. She posts that on her YouTube channel. It was a wonderful training. Work smart, not hard. So try to use as much animation as you can possibly use so that you're not reproducing the same thing over and over. I agree with posting specials, but I would implore you to only do that once a day, every day. You don't want to overwhelm your friends and family and associates with your travel, because it can be a turnoff to people. What you want to do is give them breadcrumbs. So make sure that you're posting at least 3 times a day. Greet people in the morning, give them something inspirational or something funny. Midday, post something about travel. Hey, check this out. I got this wonderful trip that I just saw. How many of you guys think that you would like this resort? And give them information about the resort. Post a video of the resort or the region and give them some information. And then at the end of the day, do a post that will be fun to people. You know, people like to talk about themselves. So ask them a question. What city are you from? What high school did you go to? What's your favorite color? Ask them to post a selfie. People love taking pictures of themselves and posting them, right? So do what we call a post to get people engaged. Simply do that every day. If you do that for every day, 30 days, you can definitely build your social media following, and also make sure that you have your social media pages public. Because if you only have them private, you will only reach the people who you are friends with on social media. So make sure that your page is public. You can police your own page. So if anybody posts anything that you don't like, simply delete and block them. Get rid of the message and block them. But you want the world to have access to you, because the world becomes potential clients and potential new partners or a potential referral. You need them to have access to you, okay? So keep doing more of the same. I send email blasts out once a month. VAX, Vacation Access, which I trained on this, I believe it was last month, has already made specials. They're already put together. Well, all you have to do is go in, select it, and then input the email addresses, and you can send it out automatically to your whoever is in your email list. I send emails to anybody that I have ever exchanged an email with. That includes other businesses, other business owners, anybody that that I have ever patronized. I send them newsletters. I also send them specials. If I support your business, I expect for you to support mine. A closed mouth does not get fed. So don't be afraid to ask people for the support. Also, think a little outside the box. Reach out to the corporations in your area. Introduce yourself to them. Tell them about your credentials. So if you've taken any of the certification trainings, and right after this training, Marnie Hernandez is having a certification training, I believe it's for California. She walks you through completing the training so that you become certified in different regions and with different brands. Include in that introductory letter what certifications that you have, and then offer your services to be their personal travel agent or their corporate travel agent. I was able to secure 3 major contracts that are reoccurring every year with 3 major industries in Michigan, simply because I sent out an introductory letter and I asked to be able to service them. High schools are going on senior trips again. Send introductory letters to the high schools in your area, the public schools as well as the private schools. Introduce yourself. Ask them to consider your services. If you have dance teams, AAU basketball teams, any type of sporting team that will travel as a group, locate their information on Google, send out a letter, introduce yourself, put all of your contact information in there. The clients are where they are. You just have to get to them. If you have a church and they have a church bulletin, ask for your information to be inserted into the bulletin. Now, my area in Georgia has a little booklet that goes out twice a month, and you're allowed to advertise there, and it's really cheap to do it. Find out if they have something like that in your area and get involved in that. Many, many different places that you can find clients. So that's just some tips and tricks on where to find the clients. Follow up and follow through with anybody that you do a quote for. Remember, quotes are practice. So don't just fall apart if you do a quote and you never hear back from them. I email people every 72 hours if I've done a quote, just to follow up. Hey, I sent this to you. I'm checking to see if you got it. If you liked it. If you didn't, let me know. We can change it. Maybe we can plan for your vacation in the future. You don't know if you don't ask, right? So make sure that you follow up, okay? So those are all things that you can do. All right, Amy and Erica, let's get to the rest of the questions.
Alrighty. We have a question that asks, where can we find more video marketing? I only have found some on Charisma and Virgin Voyages.
All right. Well, you can actually find them on, Erica. Okay. So, Erica, are you in a position to be able to share your screen?
I am.
All right. Will you show these wonderful superstars where they can find some marketing material?
Well, I'm getting ready to share my screen. I did want to add, as far as the best neutral marketing that you guys are going to get is from videos, maybe of tours from your BDMs. So make sure you are following them on social media. Reason being, sometimes when they go on films with the agents, they're doing live videos, and they have some great marketing material there. Let's do, and Google is your best friend. So I'm going to do the agent rewards. I do Blue Diamond has awesome, here's the medium. All right, so Blue Diamond is under, as you can see down here, the Royalton Hideaway, an umbrella of different brands. And they have a media valet there. Right here where it says Media Gallery. And you can choose which one you want, depending on whatever resort you want. So it's very important for you to connect with the brand itself if they have a travel portal. That way you could get any logos, photos, videos. In this case, they have brochures, fact sheets, resort maps. These are really good to send out to your clients too before traveling, just in case you have someone who like to plan everything ahead of time. But right here is going to be their videos, and you can actually go in and select exactly which brand resort that you want. And that's how you will find it in this specific umbrella of Blue Diamond Resorts. As for Travel Cafe, just real quickly. Okay, so for Travel Cafe, if you go to Media Library and just click on that, and it's still loading. Let's try that. Okay. Scroll on down. I want to knock this one out too. I know people were asking just specifically for videos, but I did see another question in there in regards to how do we personalize the flyers as well. So I just want to knock this one out too. In Travel Cafe, you can actually download the flyers that we have here. And there's also some other resources that you can use, like Unsplash, Free Images, Picabay. I really recommend Picabay. They have high resolution photos. So you could search maybe cruising or travel, water, really great photos there. A lot of great information back here under the media. But if you scroll down, it gives you the links and stuff to watch for the free videos. And you actually can reshare this on your business page. So lots of different stuff there. Business cards, again, great marketing tool. Just remember, guys, that you do have to include those two things on your card. So I don't want to go too deep into it. The main thing is for you guys to reach out with specifically with the brand that you're wanting to market. And then go into their media valet, wherever they host their stuff, their information at, for you to be able to market. But if you want something real authentic, guys, make sure you're following the BDMs. Sandals, BDMs, just out real quick, they are live at resorts and they're having some wonderful footage. So that's footage that we can save and reshare to our clients. So it's a great marketing tool. Amy, back to you.
I just put in the chat just a couple names of some of the resources that I use. Back to the first question, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind, but when I'm looking for like articles about current travel things, like for instance, when they lifted the ban on having to test to come back into the United States, that's information you want to make sure that you share with your clients. And so as long as you're being consistent and sharing, as Nina mentioned, little breadcrumbs and morsels, bring in true value to what you have to offer, people are really going to start paying attention and looking to you as their travel leader expert. So those are just a couple of places. Insider Travel Report, Travel Leaders Network, Agent Universe. They always have stories and reports about things.
Amy, I added, and those are great resources. And you guys can Google those and they'll come right up for you. You can also join their email list. And what they will do is send you emails. Most of them will email you just about daily. But especially when something is happening, like when the required COVID test to re-enter the United States from traveling international was proposed to be dropped, I got several emails from the resources that Amy just gave you. But I wanted to add Travel Weekly to that. Travel Weekly emails me more than anybody that I've ever owed money to. So, and they have very, very good information. A lot of the things that I share on social media, like Travel Tip Tuesday, or any type of, hey, Renee, um, any type of information about unique resorts, best places to travel in the Caribbean. Like they actually have articles that are headed 5 great places to travel in Florida, best kept secrets in wine country, the closest places that you could travel to have a quick weekend getaway. So all of the things that people are asking you about, these resources talk about it, and you can get those emailed to you daily for free. So Google them, go to their websites, and then join their mailing list, email list. Make sure that you do that. All right. What other questions do you have, ladies?
There is a question that says, do you both get commission from Archer and the agency you book with?
You're asking, do you get both or one or the other? Can you kind of qualify your question so we can make sure we answer that correctly? I want to make sure we understand that.
And then also, I couldn't find that roadmap you just shown us.
It is in the Travel Cafe. And it's once you go into the Travel Cafe, it is at the top left side. The tab says Quick Start. Travel Cafe, left hand side of the screen, the tab says Quick Start. And we can thank our very own media specialist, Mrs. Erica Hicks, for putting together the corporate Quick Start. So thank you for doing that for us, Erica. We truly appreciate you. All right. So what questions do we have next? I'm scrolling up, but Amy, I don't know where you stopped at, so I don't want to miss
I'm at 2:23 p.m. Oh, I'm in Central.
Okay, so you're at David. Did you just cover David?
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay. When booking a group, do I have to fill out a form from a supplier? How do I go about group bookings?
All right. Can I get one? Well, how I start my groups, depending on what type of group it is. I'm just going to cover flexible groups right now because they are the easiest to do. Okay. A flexible group is a group that you don't know how many people are really going. And even though 109 people commented on your post that said, hey, who wants to go to Jamaica? 9 times out of 10, a good 15 will actually go. So when you don't have a solid number that is guaranteed, I would highly suggest using a flexible group. This is something else that I covered in training, I believe, about a week or so ago. But it has been recorded and it is on the YouTube channel. So one of the leaders will put it in the chat for you guys to review. Go to the YouTube channel and go through all of them. So you can find the training that I did most recently. I don't remember the date, but I can tell you it's been within the last 2 or 3 weeks. The vendors that have flexible group options are Vax Vacation Access, Classic Vacations, and who was the other one that I did? Was it Pleasant Holidays, I believe. Pleasant Holidays. So those were the 3 that I went over maybe about a week or so ago. So for right now, what we'll do is log in and show you Vax. Eric, are you able to log into Vax? You need me to do it?
I am.
Okay, if you log in, I can kind of walk you through it.
I'm getting that link also.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, what we're doing now is logging into Vax Vacation Access. And yes, you can Google it. You can either go through the Travel Cafe or you can Google Vax Vacation Access, just like Erica just did. So when we say Google is your friend, we're not being facetious. We really do use Google. You've got to be able to access your tools whenever you need them. All right, so we are on Vax Vacation Access. For those of you who are new, if you'd like access, and this is a heavy hitter that we use pretty regularly, if you'd like access to Vax Vacation Access website, you need to go into the Travel Cafe and complete a supplier request form. A supplier request form. And it is located in the Travel Cafe. Erica is showing you where to get to it right now. So you go to the Travel Cafe, you click on suppliers, and you click supplier request form. Now, let's say for the sake of this conversation, you are looking to enroll with or register with a vendor, and you don't know how to do it. Right where Erica just showed you, the tab right above the supplier request form says how to enroll, right? How to register. Suppliers, how to register. All of this information is right at your fingertips, so we want you to get used to using your tools, okay? Amy, can you let the people in? Can you let the agents in?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sorry.
All right, all right. So this is the main dashboard for Vax Vacation Access, okay? So we are going to click on suppliers. We are going to click on FunJet Vacations, which will open up the specific vendor of FunJet. We have quite a few in Vax, and it is growing. So for those of you who are seasoned and you've been with us for a while, take a look inside Vax because there's been some additions. There are some vacation home options that have been added to Vax. Quite a few different things that are brand new. So make sure that you check in Vax. Okay, so you'll hear us say often, click, click, click. None of these things I make a point to memorizing at all. It's too much information. So if you don't remember any of this, no worries. You still come here and you click through the tabs because Erica, can you click on the tab so that they can see that they have drop downs? So underneath each of these tabs, they will tell you what's here. So if you need to know what destinations and what hotels that you can book with FunJet, it's under destinations and hotels. Travel info has details on flights, exclusive non-stop flights, because Vax has access to charter flights. Detailed on scheduled air. Click on that for me again, Erica. Travel info. Detailed on scheduled air. For those of you that are looking to do group travel, this is the tab that you need to check with. So we're going to group travel, and they have two options, group ease and contracted groups. So we're going to click on group ease. For those of you who are seasoned and have been with us for a while, group ease is formerly known as Groups Your Way. Okay? Group ease is formerly known as Groups Your Way. So when we get on a tangent, you may hear us say, you want to do this with Groups Your Way. Group ease and Groups Your Way is the same thing. It's just been reimagined. Okay? So with Groups by FunJet, we're not going to read everything to you because we're going to give you that assignment to do. You know how Coach Val usually gives you guys an assignment? So your assignment for those of you who are looking to do groups is to come into Vax, click where we just showed you, go into the Groups by FunJet and read this information because you need to know it and you need to know where to find it. You can request a promo code for your group. Once you have decided which resort that the client wants, you can also request a booking engine and a personalized website that has the booking engine embedded. So your clients with your flexible group will be able to use a link that you give them, book for themselves. If the vacation is more than 60 days in the future, they can actually use a deposit option and make payments. So you don't have to process each and every one of them and service them. The beauty of it is that once they book, you will receive an email to let you know so that you can do your commission tracking form. Each time they make a payment, you will also receive an email notifying you of who it was and how much they paid on their vacation. So if you're a person like me that keeps spreadsheets on my groups, you'll be able to update your spreadsheet so that you know who is doing what. So again, this is inside FunJet Vacation and it's called Group Ease. That is for flexible groups. Okay.
I did see a question regarding to VAX as well. I like to touch on since I'm in VAX.
Okay.
Just going back to the main dashboard. The question was, how do we find the promos to send out via email? So all you would have to do is go to offers and incentives, go to promos, click on that, and then a list of them will populate. You just select whichever one you want. And again, this training is the one Nina's referring to. She did a few weeks back. So I'm just gonna, for the sake of time, I'm just gonna go ahead and click on this one here, this first one to Los Cabos. And then right here to the left, the top left, you can either print it or you can email. You'll just simply hit email. And then you always want to send it to yourself, and then you'll send it out to your client. That way you can personalize or take out any information that shouldn't be there as far as you really want to personalize it. Let's just put it like that. You don't really want to take away anything. You just want to personalize it and brand it to your own. That's all.
So you can add, if you have an electronic business card, you can add that to the email. If you'd like to take out the vendor name, you can do that as well if you email it to yourself first. So you can definitely personalize it, but you don't want to take out any of the pertinent information. So whatever pictures they have in there, the details about the trip, you want to leave all of that there. And this is great information that can actually educate your clients, right? So come in and click around, check to see what the promos are, and make sure that you distribute those to your clients. You can also copy and paste this information and make it a post on social media. I think that's what I read, Erica. Somebody said, where do you find these?
Yes.
This is where you find them. And for the person who asks how to do mock bookings and post them, you'll put in parameters. Family size, if it's 2 adults, 2 children, dates, and where they're going to originate and where they're going to, what their destination is. Take it all the way to the end as if you're getting ready to book it, and then copy and paste the information and put it on your social media page. Play around with it until it looks like you want it to look. If it's something that would catch your eye, if you were scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through TikTok, make it look like it would need to look to get your attention, and get creative with it. Okay, you can put it on a flyer, you can put it in a regular post. Get creative with it. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so Amy, what's your next question?
Do you have to do training for each vendor before you can start booking?
No, ma'am, no, sir, you do not. However, I encourage you to at least read through the vendor website so that you're familiar with the regions that they service. You're familiar with the airlines that you can and cannot book with that vendor, as well as the resorts that you can and cannot book, because we don't want you to go on a wild goose chase and stress yourself out. Those are things that we all did before we learned not to. So do the preliminary research, check in where we just showed you where the destinations are, or you can check to see where you can, where they service. We don't want you looking in a vendor for Cuba if you can't book Cuba with them. right? So make sure that you do the preliminary search first, the research, necessary research, and then use them. If you run into any roadblocks, stop what you're doing and call a vendor. They will actually assist you with the booking. They will help you with quotes and email them to you. Use your resources. Try not to stress yourself out. This is a lot of information. And even though you may have been booking travel online for the last 10 years, I promise you, when you start to do this for a client, you will blank out and it will be like you've never done it before. It happens to all of us. So just put on a sticky note somewhere by your computer, stay calm, call the vendor, and then do it. There is no defeat in calling the vendor. They have hired people to help you. Let those people earn their daily income. They have customer service agents that are just for that. Utilize it. And as the agent is clicking through everything, have it up on your screen too. And ask the agent, okay, where did you click to find that? Okay, tell me what that is again. And write notes and try to click through it yourself, right? Because you want to be able to reproduce that. You don't want to create a crutch type of situation, but you also don't want to spend 6 hours on a simple booking. You don't want to do that. So utilize your tools. Use what you got to get what you want. All right. All right, Amy, what you got next for us?
Can I get a breakdown of each site for what each site is for, like bookings and mock booking use? All the friends can find in the back office. I just signed a couple of weeks, so it's so many different sites.
You may want to talk to your team leader about that because they may have a new agent guide. I know that we provide one for my specific team to kind of help break that down because there are a lot of sites. But you don't want to reinvent the wheel because the Travel Cafe pretty much breaks that down for you. The vendors are listed in the Travel Cafe and details on what they do and how they do it and how to register with them. All of that is in the Travel Cafe. Evo Rewards is right in your back office. So a lot of these things, you're going to have to peel them apart and take them step by step. There is no comprehensive list to say, all of these are for booking. All of these are for being able to earn
Transportation.
commissions. You know, we haven't created a list like that. However, I don't mind giving out homework assignments since Val is not here today. So since you said that, that must be a thing that people may need. We constantly evolve. So I invite you to, as you are going through these vendor websites and you're going through your back office, to categorize them and to create that list. If you get it to your leader, we will make sure that it makes its way to the Travel Cafe. You've got my word. Make sure that it's comprehensive, that it is complete and correct. And we will get you credit for it and get it in our Travel Cafe. We do believe in evolving, pun intended. All right.
What supplier should I go through to book sandals South Coast Beach? I do not yet have access to sandals.
Easy, easy, easy. So you can use Classic Vacations. You can also use Pleasant Vacations. Pleasant Holidays. Pleasant Holidays, right? Classic Vacation.
Yes.
And those are two that you can actually register direct with and get that done. Now, if you don't want to look in the Travel Cafe, you can go right to Google and type in Pleasant Holidays for travel agents. And their booking engine will come up, their travel agent portal will come up for you. You can register directly with them. Same thing with Classic Vacations. You can Google Classic Vacations for travel agents. It will populate for you and you can register directly with them as well. Those are direct registrations, both of those. But you can use those. But once you have been a partner for 6 months, you can do a supplier request form to get access into the Sandals booking portal. Okay.
If I can, when we are through with the questions, we have one of our partners asking if they can turn their mic on because they have a question that's easier explained verbally.
Um, can we do that right now? If it's a quick one, if it's more detailed, then we'll have to spin the block and come back to it. But we can try it right now. Erica, can you?
Desiree, are
Yeah.
you available? All
Okay.
you have to do is find your block where your name is and picture, and then click on those three little dots.
I
And
got it.
there we go. Hello.
All right. Hi, afternoon.
Hello.
What I want to ask, right? Because I only started almost about a month ago. Um,
Are you from
I rem
Trinidad?
I am.
Are you
What is happening, right? Within about a few months, I would not actually be able to do bookings for like 3, 4 months. But I saw if you cancel your subscription, you won't be able to start back with unless a year. So I was wondering what would be the best thing for me to do in that case.
Actually, that's not all the way true. Um,
Okay.
you can cancel at any time. What you cannot do is a chargeback. That's a different thing. You can cancel
Oh,
at any time. You can go right into your back office.
mhm.
Make sure that you speak with your leadership so that they know what's going on with you because I know some of us get really worried and we will start emailing you like, hey, are you okay? What can we do? Can we help you? So make sure that you have this discussion with your leadership and your sponsor so they
Mhm.
know, what's going on and they can keep you close to the fray. So when you're ready to come back, that they have a space for you and they make time to work you back into the team. Okay. But you
Okay, great.
go right into your back office. You click on account, right, Erica? And then under account, under that tab, there's a section that says cancel. And you just click there and it cancels. When you're ready to reinstate, you will use the login that you've already created, the one that you're using right now. Log in, and there will be a prompt that comes up on the screen that says update your information. So you'll make sure that all of your billing address, all of that is correct, and it will ask you to update your form of payment. You pay the enrollment fee. Well, I'm sorry, not the enrollment fee. You pay the monthly maintenance fee, and then you're back in instantly. So you don't have to wait a year. Now, what you may have read is that if you want to change sponsors, you have to cancel and be out inactive for 1 full year before you can come back and get a different sponsor. So you can cancel at any time. We do not have any contracts pinning you in for any amount of time. That's one of the beautiful things about the company that we have with us being independent contractors. You control your own destiny.
Good question.
Okay.
Okay. I just watched a video on Zoom with Palladium Connect and tried to register with them for their training so that I can earn more rewards. When trying to register, I entered my ITAN number as well as Archer and Evolution, and none of the numbers registered. Whoops.
You lost it.
I think I just went too far. Oh, here we go. Has anyone tried to register with Palladium? That is so funny. I just actually did that. And for myself, I had actually already registered and I didn't remember that I had registered. And so I just put in my email address and my password that I normally use. That's probably not a very good answer though. But it did the same thing to me.
Okay. So I would suggest if the Palladium website has an email address to contact them to do that, apprise yourself of that and let them know what the issue is, and you'll get a response from them. You can also check with our host agency that can possibly assist you with that too. It's been so long since I registered, and Tammy's not on here. Tammy is one of our Palladium specialists. Like, she gets all kinds of perks from them because she books them an awful lot and she utilizes the perks. So she's not on here right now. But I do believe that we have a training with the Palladium, don't we, Erica? Have we posted the YouTube link in the thread. If we haven't, we'll get that in there to you guys so you can check that as well, because that is one of the things covered in that training with the Palladium.
Are you talking about for group?
Hmm?
For your group training?
The walkthrough Wednesday, you know, the link from the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right.
Alrighty, I have a booking for someone who would like to go to Bali, and they requested a quote for 4 days and 6 days. I was wondering, how can I send them a quote through Vax without sending them several different emails? With prices for both 4 and 6 days.
Okay, so my first question to you would be, have you checked Vax to see if you can book Bali inside Vax? So that would be the first thing. And I'm not going to tell you yes or no. That's going to be your assignment. If you are going to learn anything about us, you'll find out that we teach a man to fish. We try not to enable you, because what it does is it puts you in a position to always need somebody else. We want to help create a bunch of superstars. The stronger we are as individuals, the more powerful we are as a company, right? We want to make sure that you are a powerhouse. So we guide, okay? So I'm going to give you the assignment of finding out, one, if you can actually book Bali inside Vax. Okay? And then your next step, if you find out that you cannot, is to check the Travel Cafe to find out which vendor you can use for Bali. Okay? I will give you one cheat, which is Culture Holidays. I personally do not send out several emails for quotes for free. I do not. I give the client 2 complimentary quotes. That is it. After that, I charge my $25 non-refundable retainer. I want to make sure that my time is respected and I'm compensated for it. If you allow people to send you on a wild goose chase, they will. Before you do any type of quotes, qualify the client as far down as to the common denominator as you can. If they're asking you for a quote for 6 days and for 4 days, it's because of a budget. So find out what their budget is first. And if they say, oh, well, I don't have a budget, because some people think that that's an embarrassing question. It is not. It's one of the most pertinent questions outside of where you are going that you need to know. Otherwise, you are setting yourself up to be spinning around and aggravating yourself. Ask them specifically, what is your budget? If they say, I don't have a budget, you tell them, what is the cap of what you want to spend? If they say that they don't know, then you give them a cap. Okay, Bali is relatively expensive, so are you willing to spend $15,000 on your trip? They will instantly tell you whether it's a yes or a no, and then you can chip away at it, right? This is a part of the finesse, as we call it, to get people to give you the answers that you actually need. I do not even begin checking until I have an exact start date and an exact finish date and a budget. I will not even begin searching. I will tell them, hey, get with your job to see if you actually have the time off. Get with your travel partners to see when they can go and when they have to be back. And then once you get that information, come back to me and I'll be happy to look for you. I spare my edges and my sanity by doing that. Train yourself in the beginning to do that. If you teach people how to treat you, they will do one of 2 things. They will treat you like you are teaching them, or they will leave you alone. Either way, I'm okay with it. Learn to be okay. Treat this like it's a business, and it will pay you like one. You have to also train your potential clients how they need to work with you, or that they need to keep it pushing. Either way, I would not send several quotes. I would send 2. That's all I would send, based on the information that they have given me. Ask them specifically, what type of resort are you looking for? If they're looking for an all-inclusive resort and you know this is a place that doesn't have all-inclusives, you can narrow that down even further. Ask as many pertinent questions as you can to narrow this thing down so that you are not even thinking about sending 5 quotes. You're only going to send 2. Okay? I'm hoping that helps. And this is actually stuff that I do. So I would never tell you to do something that I don't do myself. Okay?
I remember in the beginning, when I first joined, you had spoke on setting your boundaries and when you work and when you don't work, and letting your clients know that, because if you make yourself available 24/7, they're going to expect you to be there 24/7. And then you're going to turn around and be all upset that it's 12 o'clock at night and they are demanding answers from you. So what Nina, said about teaching them how you are going to be treated and how you treat your business, then that will save you so much heartache
If
and
we,
frustration.
now we have already gone almost an hour. I know we took the first like maybe 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes doing the announcements and doing some preliminary stuff. So we'll go 10 more minutes because we're actually cutting into Marnie's certificate training. And I want you guys to take advantage of that. I'm getting on there too. I'll be eating my lunch, but I'll be in there with you guys. So we'll
Okay,
do,
I'm gonna start firing them at you.
hold on a second. We're going to do 1 or 2 more questions, but what we'll do is save this chat so that we can answer them, and we'll put the answers in the main Q&A group. Now, for those of you who are on the elite team, we're going to put those inside our group so that you guys are not getting the cross information. But for those of you who are not on my specific team, we will answer any question that we haven't done in real time. You have our word that we will go through each of them and we'll make individual posts in the Q&A group so that you get the answer to this question, okay? We don't want to leave anybody out. Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind. All right, what's the next question you got?
How long does it take to get the suppliers to accept you?
It really depends on processing time for them and when you do it. So remember, these people work banker's hours most of the time, the people who are in the actual offices. Now, the travel consultants, they work different times to accommodate people who live in different time zones. But it could possibly take up to 72 business hours, and you don't start counting the business hours until the next day, and you don't count Saturday and Sunday. So it could take up to 72 business hours. It could take up to a week. It just really depends on the processing. And remember, these vendors are not just working with us. They're working with all of the travel agents in the world, not just in the United States. Okay? So try about 72 hours. After that, you can give them a call or email and check to see. Now, if it's being processed by our host agency, give them a little grace because we have grown very quickly. And we have over 14,000 agents now, and Archer Travel has about 12 people who work there. So give them a little grace. Give them maybe about 3 to 4 days to process it, and then call them politely. You get more with sugar than vinegar, right? Call them politely and follow up on it, okay? All right, what else you got?
How do I go about adding excursions to a booking in VAX?
Under features, you click on features and everything that's available in that particular area will populate for you. Even if the booking is already made, you can go back in and adjust it and add a feature. There's a training inside VAX to show you how to add a feature. If you cannot get it done yourself, stay calm, call the vendor, put that sticky note by your computer, call them. They will add the excursion on for you.
How far out can I book flights for US travel?
Google is your friend. And usually Google will tell us the exact amount of days. So Erica, while Amy is firing off these questions, will you Google the question and give us the exact number? Because Google will tell you the exact amount of days that you can book out. Now, that goes for most airlines with the exception of charter airlines and Southwest Vacations. Southwest is a shorter window. But the majority of them go by this.
Oh, I just lost my spot. Give me one moment.
I'm still at it. I'm at Crystal, where she says, "Can I only add one flight option to Vax when creating a sales quote?" Yes. It will only allow you to add one flight option, but you can do a sales email, and it will allow you to add six different options for hotels. It will allow you to add trip insurance, as well as tickets, say like to Disney or SeaWorld or Universal Studios. But yes, it only allows you to do one flight option. All right, did you guys see what Erica just did? She went to Google and located the airlines, and it tells you how many days in advance you can book with the different airlines. Erica, would you mind copying and pasting that link and putting it in the chat box so that they can save that and refer to it later? Because this is a gem. Now it looks like it hasn't been updated, but the amount of days is consistent. If it says 330 days, it's consistent. With Spirit Airlines, it varies. Sun Country, it varies because that's a charter. It's a charter airlines. So with United Airlines, I know that to be true. It's in exactly 11 months to the day that the trip ends. Not when it starts, when it ends. Okay? So make sure that you refer back to that. Okay, we've got information on Palladium. We did the specials. Okay, David, we're going to answer this question, and then the rest of them we are going to refer to later, all right? And again, we will answer Mo. The trainer is Emily. Gosh, I posted it in the lead group. It's in there under recorded trainings. God, I just forgot her last name just that quick, but it's posted in our group, Mo. The question that you just asked about the training. Okay, this one is major. We're answering this, and then we're all going to log off and get on to Marnie's training so we can do the California training. Okay, so any advice on how to balance travel, work, and when it comes to social media and posting, as well as mock bookings? Now I can cover a little bit of that, and I'll let the other two ladies chime in, and then we're going to end this for today, and we're going to do it again really, really soon. How I balance is you'll see me quite often with my phone in my hand. I schedule my entire life with my phone. I schedule when I'm going to do my first post. I schedule what the post is going to be about. I schedule when I'm going to do it midday and when I'm going to do it in the evening. I mentioned that earlier. That's literally my schedule, and I also train agents to do that as well. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Keep it simple and automate it as much as you can. This evening, I will be putting all of my information into that website that Emily taught us about, and I will start to use it today. Make sure that you get that training too.
Is it Tailwind?
Hmm?
Tailwind? Is it
I
Tailwind?
don't remember. I'm 51 years old, Amy. The memory is the first thing to go. The eyesight is the second. So I get to keep the looks, but that's the drawback. You don't see so well, you don't remember so well. It's a small price to pay. But I'm going to rewatch the training today, and then I'm actually going to do what she taught us yesterday. It was just on yesterday. So I'll make sure that I post that training, and I think I already did it in the official Q&A. I know I posted it in my personal elite group as well. Schedule your work hours. Like Amy said, I am an advocate for not overworking myself. I have a certain amount of hours that I work, and I don't work from the time I get up to the time I go to sleep. I don't. I work from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with actual clients. I fit you guys in between, and then I shut everything down completely at 5 p.m. If there's a training that's going to happen after that, I plug in to do the training for the hour, and then I'm done. That's it, because you have to have a life too. You should be inputting some type of travel in your life so that you enjoy it, right? You don't just want to be working around the clock and driving yourself crazy. You don't. Make sure that during your planned work hours where you're working on travel, that's when you do your mock bookings. If you have a 9 to 5, you're going to have to finesse that a little differently. I used to work through my lunch breaks when I'm still a licensed social worker, but when I was actively working for the Department of Human Services in Hawaii, it was really tricky because we were 6 hours behind Eastern Standard Time. So trainings would be happening in the morning for me. So when everybody else was taking a smoke break, I would take my 15-minute break and get on a training. Or I would couple my 15-minute breaks. I had two 15-minute breaks, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. I would put my 15-minute breaks together and add them to my 30-minute lunch break, and that's when I would work travel until they tried to write me up, and then I start snitching on people. If you guys get to go smoke, I get to do what I want to do during this time. Pick your poison. Either leave me alone and let me do what I'm doing, or give me the same breaks that you're giving everybody else. If you take this seriously, it will pay you seriously. I took it seriously from the beginning, which is why I have remained a top income earner in this company consistently. I've been in it for 7 years. I've been a top income earner for 6 of those years. I've been in that back office on the residual side for the last 18 months, every single month without fail in the top 10. I take it seriously. And when I'm done working for the day, I take that seriously too. You don't want your relationships to suffer. Many of us are parents, grandparents, spouses, or you just want to have time for yourself. You deserve to have that time. Schedule your life. Put your timers in your phone and stick to them. Write down your list of what you're going to do. When you end your work day for this day, write down what you're going to do for tomorrow and then stick to it. Now, if things happen in between there, because you'll get thrown a monkey wrench, you know, a client has missed their flight, or you have a 911 thing where somebody has passed away and you got to fly somebody somewhere. If you schedule everything else, it won't be so hard to fit in the emergencies, okay? Schedule, 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 and stick to it. Respect yourself enough to stick to your schedule. Honor yourself. Erica, Amy, do you have anything to add to that before we shut it down?
I'll just add one thing, and that simply is on my communications as far as via email. My work hours, I actually had to reiterate that in there. It's actually included in my email signature, should I say. So when the correspondence go out, look, they know what my business hours are. So I'm not overworking myself, with the only exception outside of my business hours is if they're actively traveling. At that point, they have 24-hour access to me, just in case anything goes wrong. But other than that, like Nina said, it is what it is. So you hit it on the nail.
Absolutely. Now, the link for the YouTube channel is in the chat, so make sure that you take that and you copy and paste it, refer back to it when we do walkthrough Wednesdays. Those are put there. We have some Saturday trainings that we put there as well, and some other specialty trainings. So make sure that you click follow so that you get a notification when new trainings are put there, and check back often. Give us about 48 business hours for them to be transcribed and added to the website. But if we do a training on it, you can find it there. Also, if you are not following GJ Nicholson, I thought I saw her earlier. I don't know if she's on here now, but she has a Vimeo. Is it Venmo is cash. Vimeo is training. I always get them two mixed up. Vimeo. Her name is Jean Nicholson. She's got on a red dress. So you can go to Vimeo, type in her name, look for her, and click follow. She's got a training on just about every vendor that we have, and a lot of them are walkthroughs where she's clicking and going through the website. Those are going to be key, especially for you new and newer agents, to show you which vendors do what and how to get it done. Okay? So Jean Nicholson, Jean Nicholson on Vimeo, click follow. The YouTube training for that we get done is actually in the chat. Make sure that you save that and click follow on there too. So we are glad we had this time together. I'm going to age myself. I'm so glad we had this time together. It's always a wonderful time when we do it, and it's never long enough. So we will definitely come back We're glad that we were able to get you guys the information that you needed. So let's log off. Let's log in and support Marnie and learn some information from Marnie. Look for the answers to the rest of the questions that we did not get to. We will post them in the respective groups. So you guys have a great rest of the day and a great week on purpose.